It's Gypsy Man, and I'm back with another video, and I want to talk about the range that I went to when I traveled. So I took travel a little, took a little trip upstate. I went to New York, and before anybody says anything about New York and their ranges, let me tell you, I shot at probably the worst range that I've ever shot at in my life. I'm not gonna put said name out there, but in this story, I'll just describe it to you. And some people who may be on this channel that live in New York will already know the range, but I'm not putting nobody out there because I don't want nobody to lose their job. Although some people probably should lose their job. So first of all, I go up there. It's in a nice part of New York, and I'm thinking I'm going to shoot at this premium range, and it's going to be awesome, and we're going to have a good time. Needless to say, even though the range was the worst range I ever shot at, I still had a good time because while I was shooting. And I'm gonna say the good things first. The other thing is the people that were there. First of all, I'm used to a certain caliber of shooters. I think people that have the time in, you'll know what I mean. But you'll look around when you get to the range. There's a new range, new area, new state, and you just check things out. So I'm looking around at the people and the shooters. The people don't look too serious. They have their restrictions in their state. So I know what I saw. Most people were following those unless they were law enforcement or what have you. So they got a capacity, and this range had a lot of restrictions. It was a county range, so it was open to the public. And there are not many ranges that are open to the public in New York. So I go in there. First of all, it looks like a World War II bunker. And I wish I was exaggerating that, but that's what it looked like. I looked it up on Google, and literally it looked like the pictures that were on Google. It is a straight up bunker. I'm talking about you walk in there to a cement structure, and you go in there and you're shooting basically indoor dirt berms. And I wish I was exaggerating that. It's concrete and dirt. And you got the reel to crank the target forward and back. So that's what you had. First of all, going in there is very cheap. I think residents shoot for like $12 or something like that. And you get what you pay for. I mean, the facility was dilapidated. The bathrooms were horrible. The seating was horrible. Everything looked like it was from maybe late 70s and 80s. They just don't put money back into the ranges up there. It's like they don't care about the ranges or shooters, because New York doesn't want you to have guns anyway. You know what I'm saying? So why would they care about how nice their ranges are, especially for guests? So you get what you get. So I'm in there. The ladies in this glass that looks like the old school glass with the little silver talking hole in it, and their voice comes out funny, just like that. Same thing, old school, right? No nice counter, not what I'm used to. You know what I mean? When I shoot at home. So, I'm over all that now. I'm like, this is what their ranges look like. This is what we're gonna do. So we wait. The wait was like an hour. They didn't really give us a time limit, which was nice. That part was nice. But and it was packed, but everybody runs out of bullets, so I don't mind waiting. So that's never an issue for me. So we're in there. We pay our money. We get sent back to the range. There is no safety briefing. I was asking if I could shoot out the holster. The lady at the booth told me no. I said, you know what? She doesn't run it. Let me go talk to the safety officer. So I talked to the safety officer. I go into the range once we get called. Safety officer is on his cell phone. Young kid. I'm gonna just pause a little bit. Safety officer is on his cell phone. I didn't know if it was okay for me to get his attention. So, I excused myself and I asked him, look, is it okay for me to shoot with my holster? And I know crazy stuff probably happens at this range, and that's why they probably ban it for certain people. But he said he's okay with it. I just can't do any speed draws. I was like, okay, so we won't be working on speed draws, but we'll just take everything slow. And I asked him, and I always give this courtesy, I always ask what the rules are because it wasn't clear in their rules online, and the rules are different on the walls. So I go in there and I say, can you rapid fire? And he says, it's discouraged you know, because they don't know who's shooting. Met me for the first time. I mean, you can't really look at people and tell if they're good shooters just because they have all the gear. Because most times when I look at shooters, I don't care what you're wearing. I mean, I have my opinions about people that go to ranges with full kit on, but that's on me. It's not them, it's me. I understand that. So, and I can't tell if you're a good shooter when you have full kit on. And most times when people have full kit on, I have to be honest with you, they're not that great of shooters. But that's just me. It's not them. So he allows me to go in there and wear my belt. So I'm happy about that because that's what I'm used to. The hooks are very loose. They have like clothesline hooks in the ranges to hold the paper. So I folded up a few times. We lost one target, did a couple more folds. We got to keep the second one. The people in there that were shooting were actually pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie, everybody was safe. I didn't see nothing crazy. I've been to ranges here that I'll never go to that I've seen worse things happening. And the biggest plus about this range, mind you, it was a bunker, concrete, shooting into dirt, okay? The sound, I don't know why this is always me, but I always get put next to a guy with a rifle, and I hate it. I mean, I'm not the only one here because the concussion of the gun going off, an AR, always comes to me on the side, always. I just don't like it inside. Surprisingly, at this range, with this concrete, I'm talking about concrete, no padding nowhere, and dirt, the sound didn't come to the sides. It went forward somehow. I don't know how, but everything in there sounded muffled and compressed. So I was impressed by the sound of how compressed the sound was. So that's the plus of the range. That's the biggest plus I'm gonna give you, and probably the only plus of the range, to be honest with you. The range officers there were different bays, and the range officers weren't very present. They were just running in and out of the bays, outside of the bays, running up and down the corridor. If something happened, I didn't see any type of emergency equipment. I didn't see anything. This range was just sus from the beginning, but that's all they had, and I just wanted to shoot it. I think I might start doing this when I go to other cities and just comparing ranges to the ranges that I have at home, because we have very nice ones here. So the experience was interesting, to say the least. If I had to go back there, I was there with a friend with his family. I would go back there because I didn't feel unsafe because of people's disciplines in the ranges that day with me. But the range safety officers, they need to do something about them. I'm not going to put no names out there. I'm not going to put no where they work at for this range, but they need to do something about that. I've never seen nothing like that in my life, you know. So I knew, oh shit, it's on us. We gotta control ourselves. So if anybody's familiar with this range, I'm not gonna put it out there again. Just be careful when you go to this range. Like, seriously, like, you know, all these people have nice guns, but that doesn't mean that they know anything about even etiquette. You know what I mean? Safety, even knowing about their guns, you know, even if they put their guns together, are you qualified to do that? And I'm not talking about you got to go out and take classes, but did you really put time into it and really study and get to learn the mechanisms and really read and watch and really get into it? So things like that. The booths were okay. A lot of gunshots were to my left and right, immediate left and right. So if somebody was on that left and right, had it not been some steel there, that bullet would have went through and hit somebody possibly. So that's what type of range this was. So I just wanted to share that with people. I mean, if you know the range, I mean, good luck. I don't know if I'll see you up there again, but I also say this too. Sometimes you really got to appreciate what you have at your local ranges and not take it for granted, because sometimes you don't know until you go visit somebody else's range home. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna finish cleaning this. Gypsy Man, and I'm out.